So the status quo today, what's going on, which I would call non-intelligent risk-taking. A FICO score. Some of you are like, what is that? You'll know soon enough as your business succeeds, because you're going to grow, you're going to be successful, and sooner or later you're going to need some more money. And that's just a fact of growing. Needing more money is a good thing. It means your business is growing. It's just growth takes cash. You got to have cash to grow. You can't grow without it, no matter how great your product is. You need cash. And when you go to get it these days, they're going to run a credit score, credit check, and up comes a FICO score, which is a ridiculous number. All you have to do is study how it's computed. It's a ridiculous number. Every time somebody checks it, it goes down. Every time you check it, it goes down. What sense does that make? Every time you apply for a credit card, it goes down. So it's kind of strange, but it's the way it is. And there are people that I know very well who are fantastic business people. I know a woman, great businesswoman, running a great business, growing, needed a bank loan. Goes to the bank, they check her FICO score, not going to get the loan. Now, unfortunately, sometimes, not all the banks, I know we got some great banks here, I'm not slamming banks tonight, okay? Okay, this is like positive upbeat, might be positive upbeat, okay? But what happens is, this woman had a low FICO score, and it was due to deadbeat husband, didn't pay his child support, sucked her credit down. Her credit was 850 and got sucked down by this clown. Okay, now there's the story. Story doesn't get in the mix because of that score. It doesn't get on the table, except for some nods, but that's about it. It doesn't get on the table. This is unintelligent risk-taking and risk assessment. It's an incomplete story. The other one is bill payment history. Where they're looking at, did you pay bills on time? Now, of course, if you never paid them, that's one thing. But in terms of paying bills late, I want to know a small business person who doesn't pay bills late, including the one standing on this stage. I pay bills at the last possible instant in time. Today. I don't care how good my business is going. That's what you should be doing. You should be taking it right to the edge. Right to the edge. And maybe a little past the edge. A little bit past the edge. That's how you generate cash. You do two things. You pay as slow as possible. You take it right to the edge, and then you work very hard to collect your money. And incent people to collect your money. Offer extra services to get your money faster. You put these two things together. This number, I'm not saying don't pay, really late. I'm saying pay a few days late. But if you pay really late, and sometimes it's not due to something that happened to you can get caught, which is you push this to the limit, which you can do. Now, some people go, oh, you shouldn't be telling them that, Mike. Every big company does this. They all do it. Multi-billion-dollar companies have in their software to pay at the last possible minute. Some have in their software to pay late. Because what are you going to do about it? So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I'm just saying they do it, learn from it. Learn from it. If you cross that line, which can sometimes happen because you're pushing it to the limit and then you don't get paid, ooh, now you're caught. I got $1. Do I pay the $1 or do I not pay the $1? I'm all for not paying the $1. I need this $1. I don't know when the next $1 is coming. I'm making a point to be dramatic, but I'm actually not. Hold on to that $1. It'll come up in your score. There's the downside. Now there's a story around it, which isn't about greed and me taking the money and doing things with it. It's about me just trying to simply grow my business, but it shows up. Next one. Financial projections. You'll be asked to give projections for your business the next 3 years. You know what I'm talking about? Now, who in here doesn't know that's a fantasy exercise? Okay? Because sales are going to go up, and you'll do a nice color bar chart, and your revenue's going up. And the costs are going down, and it's going to be very profitable. Who is going to do anything different than that? Oh, it's going to be terrible the next 3 years, and then I'm going to come out of it. No. It's always a great story. It's a great story. And the better you are at telling that story, people think you're a better business person. if you can flip and say some ratios and 2 times EBITDA and free cash flow, I'll give you the things to say. Okay, people think, oh, they're really a good business person. No, they're not a really good business person. Next slide. This guy was good at financial projections. He was exceptional at it. People are like, Mike, don't go there. Why not go there? This guy was exceptional at it, brilliant at it, a supreme communicator about financial, would tell you exactly what's going to happen 20 years from now and the return you were going to get. And communities invested all their money in that. There's the false positive. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. You get a good feeling, oh, well, they're really on top of it. I've seen it all the time. I've been with people who I knew were idiots, but they were good at this, and the money comes, and I'm like, okay. I'd call them default rate if I was you, okay? But it happens. If you've got that silver tongue and can lay those things out, you stand a much better chance. People they disconnect, misinterpret your ability to talk about financial issues and run a business. Running a business and talking about financial issues are 2 different things. 2 different things.